Good morning, Stampers. It's Debbie with Stamp It with Debbie, and today is Thursday, June 18th. And today I have a couple of projects to show you from the brand new stamp set, Field of Flowers, and the coordinating punch. And I believe this is called the Confetti Flowers Border Punch. And you can buy these as a bundle, or you can buy them separately, but when you buy them together, you save 10%. So today I'm going to show you a couple projects on how you can use these products together. So if you'll just give me a minute, if you're here, go ahead and say hello and let me know where you're from. And I'm just going to get us all set up so I can make sure that I am actually showing up on my feed here so I can see you all. Welcome to everyone. I really appreciate you coming and spending your Thursday morning with me today. It's a beautiful day here in Michigan. Great day for getting outside or being inside doing some stamping or whatever you want to do today. It's going to be a great day. So again, we're going to be using the Field of Flowers and the Confetti Flowers Border Punch. And I have 3 great projects to show you. Wait till the end because I do have a special fold card to show you that I think you're really going to like. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So I think first of all, let me show you the projects. And again, if you're just joining me, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know that you're watching. And then also, don't forget, if you're watching through YouTube, to hit the subscribe button so that you never miss a post. And then once you hit the subscribe, it's down in the lower right-hand corner. You can hit the bell and it will give you notifications. If you're following me on Facebook, you can click the follow button and that also will let you know whenever I'm doing something live or sharing something. So I'm going to put these projects or the bundle aside there. And I'm going to show you the 3 projects. So I tried to do something a little, Stampin' Up! Is big on simple stamping. And simple stamping, I'm not going to lie, is very hard for me. I always think that it needs another layer, it needs more bling, it needs a piece of ribbon or something. But I created a card today and I think you'll see that it looks great just all by itself. And then I tried to do a step up from that, and then I did a fancy fold card. So we're going to start with the single layer card. And I say single layer, it does have a couple layers to it, but it's a single layer of stamping. And I created this card on Mango Melody. This is 4 1/4 by 11, and I just scored it at 5 1/2. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold it right in half and crease it on the score line. I have a piece of basic black that's 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm not going to do any stamping on that, so I can go ahead and put it right on top here. Now a couple people have asked me, I'm just going to tell you real quick, a couple people have asked me, when you're making layers, how do you know how to layer? Well, my card here on the front is going to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So the next layer down, you just take a 1/4 off. So 4 1/4 wide. I'm just going to make the next layer at 4, and this is 5 1/2. Now I'm at 5 1/4. So the next layer down, I'm going to take just another 1/4 off. So this piece is 3 3/4 by 5. And I'm not going to attach that yet because we do need to do a little bit of stamping. And let me grab my ink and my stamps. And the ink colors I'm going to be using are Granny Apple Green and Mango Melody, and then of course a Memento Black. Now I'm going to do this one just a little bit different. On this one I did the flowers, and then this set has a couple little dragonflies. I decided I wanted to see what it would look like if I put 2 sets of flowers there. So I'm going to put my words up there first just to make sure that I center my flowers okay. And I do really like this set because I don't know if I took it away too soon, but it says, always thinking of you, always a celebration, always in my heart, always believe, always love. So there are so many ways to use this stamp set. It's just very, very versatile. So this one, I'm going to do always, and I'm going to do my friend. And then I'm going to go ahead and use the Granny Apple Green. And I'm going to stamp up a couple leaves here. I just wanted to kind of see what it would look like if I did 2 flowers instead of the dragonflies. I do love dragonflies. But I wanted to see what it would look like a little bit different, a different layer. So I'm still going to use the Mango Melody. Put my ink away and clean off my stamp. That way I don't end up stamping any of my projects. Do you guys stamp like that? Do you put stuff away as you go? I tend to always put stuff away as I go. That way, even if I have to go back and get it again, I always know where it's at. All right. So now I'm going to just go ahead and put this right on the top here. And you can see that's 2 different cards. Which one do you like the best? I kind of think that I like the one with the 2 flowers, but I do also like the one with the dragonflies. I think it's just a little bit different. And now I decided I have another piece. I shouldn't have put all my stuff away. I have another piece here that I'm going to put on the inside. And before I put it there, I decided I would do a little flower here. Looks like I have lots of friends watching from all over. Thanks so much again for watching today, joining me. I appreciate it. I hope you're all having a fabulous day. All right, so one of my flowers is going to cut off just a little bit, but that's okay. I think that's really pretty for the inside. So then I'm just going to clean off my stamp here. That's a little stuck on that one. Okay. And then I'll put this on the inside of the card. Oops. I guess my adhesive, it's a crazy adhesive day for me. My other adhesive stopped working and this one decided to rip my paper, but that's okay, it's on the back. So there we go. So how pretty is that? Now, I would always encourage you to stamp up your envelopes or put something on the outside just so that it looks beautiful when your receiver gets it in the mail. So there are my single layer cards. All right, we're going to move on to card number 2. And that is this one here. And what we need for that, I'm using just jade. And this is cut at 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. We need a piece of Whisper White cut at 4 by 5 1/4. I have a piece of designer paper cut from the Flowers designer paper pack. I will leave a link below in the comments. So if you click the little arrow down, you'll be able to go over to my blog and the measurements will be there. And the products that I used are definitely over there. So if you miss any of them, no worries at all. You'll be able to find them. So again, this is 2 inches by 5 1/4. I have another piece of designer paper from that pack, and this is 2 inches by 3 3/4. I have a piece of Just Jade because that coordinates with the card base. Cut it 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. And a piece of white that goes on top that's 2 by 3 1/2. And so now we just need to start assembling and doing a little stamping. Actually, not much stamping at all. So I'm going to start by folding my card in half. And then I do need to change out my stamps real quick because I have a couple different stamps I'm using this time. So if you follow me on Facebook, I'm going to be making a few changes, and sorry, I was pulling off my stamps. I'm going to be making a few changes, and they're good changes, just a little more consistency of certain days for certain things. I'm going to have some stamping challenges that I would love for you to stamp along with me. Show me what you're making. Okay, so I have that, and then I actually do need that, and I don't need that. Okay, so we're all set. The ink colors I'm going to use this time are Magenta Madness and the Just Jade. And I'm actually not even going to use the basic black this time. I'm just going to stamp right in the jade color. And then I am also using a couple little rhinestones. And then I had a piece of paper because I wanted to show you something. There it is. Okay. All right, let's get stamping. I have my piece of 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to stamp my greeting before I tape it down, just so that I can make sure that it's straight. I'm going to test it right here. Yep, and I'm going to put it down here in the corner. You are in my heart. Sorry that's so squeaky, you guys. All right, while I have that out, I'm going to take this piece of white and I'm going to ink up the stem and put that right on there. And of course that was Just Jade. And then I'm going to get the flowers and I'm going to stamp those up with the Magenta Madness. Now again, you would want to, or I would stamp on the inside of this too. I'm not going to stamp every single one on the inside. I'll do that off camera. That way you saw one of them that I did, so you don't have to see all of them. Looks like I should have stamped it over just a touch, but I think it's still good. Now, if I needed to, I could re-stamp it on the back side. That's why I always tell all of my stampers, stamp first and then attach it to your card second, because then you have a second chance on the back. All right, this piece is done. This piece is done being stamped. So I can go ahead and attach this right to the front of the card. And then I'm going to take my piece of 2 inches by 5 1/4. And I'm going to attach this down right over on the edge so you can't see any of the white. And then I'm going to take this piece, which again is 2 inches by 3 3/4, I believe. Let me double check. 2 inches, yep, by 3 3/4. And I'm just going to stagger that like between I'm leaving an even border here and here. And then this piece here, I am going to put on with dimensionals. So let me grab those. I love dimensionals. They just pop everything up and make it stand out. Doesn't make it too fat to go through the mail, so I really like it. You do have to be careful to put too many layers of dimensionals on, but one layer is not too bad. So I'm just going to put that there. So then I decided this needed a little something else. And so I decided, I saw there was a comment by Pat saying she was going to have a hard time with the punch. So I want to show you something very quickly. I'm going to get the flowers. Trade out my stamp here. And hopefully I'll do this right on camera. I was practicing. So these flowers right here coordinate with the punch. And I believe that this, see this 3 set of big flowers? It needs to be in like a U shape. And so I'm going to stamp that down. And then I'm going to bring it over to my punch. And hopefully I did that correctly. You're gonna, when you put it in, you're gonna turn it upside down and stick it in here. And now you can see those flowers through there. Sometimes you have to be a little careful how big your piece of scrap paper you're using is, because it might get in the way of punching. Now you can punch those by stamping the flowers, but you don't have to stamp the flowers. They look really cute without stamping, because if you see on this one, I didn't stamp the flowers. But on the one we're making right now, I did stamp the flowers, so you'll be able to see the difference. Let me clean this off so I don't stick my card in it. Now, I did pre-punch a few, so I'm going to bring those over here. And then I'm just going to put a little dot of liquid adhesive on here. And I forgot my Take Your Pick tool at home again. So I'm going to take my finger tool and put those on there. And I just space them out evenly. How I usually do that is I do the center one first, and then I put the other ones on around it. Okay, so there are those eensy ones. And I think because these are stamped, I'm actually not going to put rhinestones on this. So let me bring it over and I'll show you the difference between the two. Move my mat out of the way. So this is the one that I did rhinestones in those flowers, and then this is the other one that I actually stamped the flowers. So which one do you like better? I kind of actually like it without the rhinestones, and I like the stamping on there, but either way, they're both very pretty. And this would be fun to do in a lot of different colors. Okay, the last one, the last card is this one here. And I was inspired by this card that I got from my mom for Easter. And I can't remember what this set is called, but this is kind of an easel card, but it's a skinnier easel card. So it's just cut at 4 1/4, so you'd be able to get 2 of them out of one sheet of paper. And I'm using this paper stack. Now this one, of course, I used the 6x6 in color paper stack. And then this one, and again, I can't remember the name, but it will be over on my blog. Playing with something. Sorry, I can't remember. Patterns, playing with patterns, I believe it is. So there's lots of different patterns. And if you turn it over, there's even more patterns. More. So this is a great paper pack to have. Lots of great colors in there. So that's what I'm going to be using for my card today. I made this one in Magenta Madness, and I told you guys that it was my very favorite color. And I'm going to have to make myself not use it, because I'm using it a lot and I do love it, but I want to be able to show you other projects with different colors. So let me get myself situated here. Now, I'm going to put my stamps back and get the ones out that I need so that I don't lose anything. That happens sometimes with clear stamps. They take off and attach to the bottom of something, and then we can't find them. I don't like it when that happens. So I like to take care of them as I go, so that way I know exactly where everything is. Okay, now, you probably remember last week, if you were watching me last week, that I talked to you about this Hippo Happiness set. Now this is actually called Hippo and Friends, and it coordinates with the Hippo Happiness set. And I talked to you about getting this set, even if you don't love the hippos and the unicorn and the butterfly and the little sheep on there, lamb, get it for all of these pieces here. Today I'm going to be using this one as an outline, and these ones here are stitched on the inside and the outside. These two sets here, this one is just cutting out, but I've used all three of these a lot so far. And there's a balloon string, so it makes it very versatile, a couple of flowers, a butterfly. So it's a great set to have. Now, I did already cut that out, and this is what it's going to look like. I'm not actually using this piece, and so I'm going to save this piece for another project, although let me see if I can use it on the inside. Let me tell you what we need for this. So again, we're going to have a piece of cardstock cut at 11 by 4 1/4, so you'll be able to get 2 of these out of one piece of cardstock. This piece of designer paper was 4 by 3 1/2. You need a piece of white 3 3/4 by 3 1/4 to stamp to go underneath, and then you need another piece that is 4 by 3 1/4 to go on the inside of the card. So that's what we need. And then of course I'm going to be using the stamp set, and then I'm going to use Granny Apple Green ink, Magenta Madness, and Coastal Cabana for this card, and then the basic, the Memento Black. So we do need to do a little bit of scoring, just 2 lines. So on my scoreboard here, and we're going to score at 3 3/4 and 7 1/2. Oops. And then we're done with scoring. Now you'll notice when you're folding it up that one of the sides is just slightly shorter. That's going to be the inside. See how it's just a little bit shorter? It's about 1/4 of an inch shorter. That will be the inside, and this will be the outside. So when you open it up, it'll open just like this. Now, as I said, I already cut this out, and this is going to go here, but we need to do a little bit of stamping. And so how I made sure that I got it exactly where I wanted it to be is I put my piece of paper, the one that is cut at 3 3/4 by 3 1/4. I put that underneath, and then I just put a little line with a pencil. I'll be able to erase that in just a minute. And then I'm bringing my piece of paper over here to my piercing mat. And great, they're mowing the lawn right now. So you'll get to hear them mowing the lawn. I'm going to ink up this really fun grassy piece. And I'm looking at my line. And there we go. And so I'm done with my green. I'm going to put that away. And then I'm going to get my flowers back. And what I decided about this, I tried and tried and tried. I'm going to put this up here so you can see it, to match these flowers up. And then I decided that they really just don't match up. It's kind of like wildflowers. They just are growing wherever they want to. So that's what happened there. They're just going to kind of go wherever. Now, while I have this out, this is my piece for the inside. And I wanted to, this is the edge that's showing. I'm going to put a few flowers there, and then I'm done with the magenta ink. And now I need the Coastal Cabana with my little dragonfly. And I am going to put this piece of paper over here just for positioning so that I can see where I want my dragonflies. All right, and so now I'm done with that part of it. So we can start assembling. So what I did is we need to glue this piece to the back of this. Oh shoot, and look at, I got a little ink on there. I'm gonna have to put a flower on there. I'm going to, whoops, I turned the wrong piece over. I'm just gonna put a little adhesive all the way around. You can use snail or whatever you want. That just gives me a little bit of wiggle room when I'm putting this down. Okay, I'm just going to turn it over. And then I'm going to attach this piece to the front with some dimensionals. Because again, we love dimensionals, and it doesn't make it too fat to send through the mail, even though this is really a tri-fold card. And then I'm going to put that, again, being mindful, this piece here, the one that's a little bit short, is going to go on the inside. So this is my front. And then while I'm right here, because I made that little ink oops, I'm going to put one of my little flowers that I already punched out right there. I probably could put a couple more. Let me grab a couple more just so it doesn't look lonely. All right, I'm going to do this eensy little one. I think I'll put the glue there. And then that's ready to go. So that's going to be your front. You're going to open it up. Now, if you wanted to put something here, you could. This is the inside that's going to go here. Oops, sorry, here. Not in the wrong place, right here. So if you wanted to put something there. Now, if you wanted to, you could put this here and stamp your greeting on there. Because once your card comes up like this and is open, you won't really see that, but it will look cute inside. I'm just going to stick to my original, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp with my Memento Black. And I think I'll save that piece for my next project. And this one I did always. Make sure my word's going the right way. Believe, always believe. And then this piece is going to go right on the inside, so I'm going to put some adhesive there. And again, this card, you have a lot of wiggle room with how you can decorate it up. If you wanted to put a piece of paper here to put your message on either of these, you could do that. I'm going to secure up my score lines here, my fold lines, one more time. And then our card's almost all done. The only other thing we need are a couple little flowers to keep it open. As you know, with an easel card, you need to have a way to keep it open. And so what I decided to do is cut with a little dimensional. So I'm going to put a little teeny dimensional on the back of these. And I'll show you here. So I popped these three up with a dimensional. So that can be like this. And then while I'm doing this, if you wouldn't mind leaving me a little emoji or something, let me know that you're here. A little smiley face, a heart, something. That would be great. Lets Facebook know you're here. Lets me know you're here and you didn't fall asleep. And also, I'm doing something a little bit different this week. If you would like to receive one of these cards in the mail, type the message yes in the comments, and I'm going to pick a couple people to get a card in the mail. And so what I'm doing is I'm just cutting the side of the dimensionals. I'm not using the big one, I'm just cutting the side. And then I'm just cutting down the pointy edges so that they don't stick out around the flower. So don't forget to leave a comment yes in the comments if you would like me to mail you a card this week. I'm going to send one card, all 3 of these cards. So it'll be 3 people will get a card from me. So now I'm just going to decide, now that I have the dimensionals on there, how far back I want the card to open. I'm going to stick that on there, and that flower is going to hold it back. Now, if you wanted to, I'm going to show you the other card that I got from my mom, and she put a greeting here. I'll show you in just one second. I'm grabbing the other card. So this is how my mom did hers. So she actually cut this out and put the greeting there. So you could do that too if you wanted to hold it open. And now also on hers, she actually used a window sheet here, and this was a die cut. But since I didn't have anything to really die cut to see through, I used the piece of paper on mine. So that's that one. And so there you have it, the projects for the day. And I will have another project to share with you tomorrow. And again, keep an eye on the Facebook group, because I'm going to be changing a few things up, being a little more consistent, having some stamping challenges just to keep us all stamping and remembering why we stamp and why we like to do what we do with our cards. And I hope that you enjoyed today's cards, and if you need any supplies for this project or any other project, I hope that you'll visit my store at stampitwithdebbie.stampinup.net. Again, if you need any of the measurements and want to follow along in the video, you can hop on over to my blog. I'll leave a comment in the link below, and you'll be able to go over there, see pictures and the measurements. I don't do step-by-step tutorial because that's what this is for, but if you go over there, you'll see all the measurements so that you can write them down. So again, thank you so much for following along. I hope that you have a great rest of your day and enjoy, hopefully it's sunshiny where you are. And don't forget to click the subscribe button or click the follow, and come on over to Facebook and find me at facebook.com/stampitwithdebbie. I hope to see you again real soon.